which is society, and I'm just going to talk about gender, race, and class and how like it's affected me. So, um, first of all, I'm a female, and my class, I'd say about, I think we're like middle, almost reaching. We're going low, but we're like in the middle right now, like low middles, and like race. My dad is English, Irish, and my mother is Colombian African American, so it's pretty sick. I'm a bit of all of it, and I look like none of it, I think. But I don't know. I think like those three different things about me don't make me who I am, but I think they have affected me a lot. Um, like I think for a big thing was like ever since I've been little, I was like a tomboy. I was a huge tomboy. I've always been a huge tomboy, and like I think like when like my mom had me, and like the minute it was like it's a girl, I was like stereotyped, like wear pink, wear this, wear that, skirts, and like I've never really like I was never really that kind of kid. Like I like always liked getting dirty and like playing in the garden, and, like playing with worms, and like mom hated it, but like I think like being a woman, like you get stereotyped so easily at such a young age as to like what you have to be like, what are the standards of what you have to look like, what you have to wear. You always have to look pretty, you always have to have makeup, and like from a young age, like I felt the pressure to have to, and like like I try not to because like it wasn't who I was, but like eventually I fell into it. And I think that like when I fell into it, it was probably when I went into like grade 8, and like you had like I don't know, I started caring about what people thought about me, about looking like a girl, looking pretty, wearing makeup and wearing nice clothes, and wearing like like skirts and dresses and stockings and nice shoes. And like I think like everything at that point in my life just sort of like turned around and like completely changed for me. And like I think the complete change was when I got into high school, and like that's when like I started caring a lot more about what I was wearing, and like things like that in general. And like I don't think if it was for that, for like growing up, that then I think I still would have been the same person, like the same tomboy. And I have my moments where I come to school no makeup and I look sort of like this, like today. But you know what, like I think overall, like it really does affect you, and being a woman in society does really like demean you, even though like people think that like it's over, like the whole sexism thing, it definitely isn't. Like I've felt it before. Like I felt like less than a man before, like, and it's not a good feeling. And like um I guess like to do with my race, like um a lot of people don't know what I am when they meet me. So like I haven't been like one of those people like where I've been stereotyped, but I find that like the stereotypes happen when people ask me what I am, and then it's like there we go, there's the stereotypes, and I tell them like, oh, my background. So like I've done like funny things, like told people like I'm only Spanish, and like all of a sudden like conclusions come arise, or like I'm a white person, like I'm white, my dad's white, like and like automatically like either way you get like such different opinions. And then like when I tell people I'm like half this half that, they're like, hey, what are we gonna make of her, like what are we gonna say about her? This is weird because she's a bit of both. So she's a white cocaine dealer. I don't know, like it's just like you kind of get like caught in the midst of it, and like then like I don't really know what people say. Like I think you just like kind of get put in this like neutral zone, except like they pick whatever negative things they can say about you. And since like my half is white, like I usually don't hear like someone say like a white racist joke about me when I say like I'm half white, half Spanish. Like they pick on the Spanish side of me, and they say like all the Spanish racist jokes. So I think that's really big. And in class, like I said before, like I'm like now middle to low class right now, because we went, as you know, like I know the trauma in my life was like the car accident that I was a part of. And like my parents aren't working anymore because my mom's taking care of my stepdad. My stepdad's in a wheelchair now, so like I think just class like has demeaned me so much, like brought me so much lower. And like like I feel it so much. And like at such a like at like at this age, like I've always got, my family's always had financial problems, but to be at such a low at this point, like in our lives, like to the point like bankruptcy and selling the house and not having anything, like it's that big of a deal. Like you realize and start to appreciate the things that you have, and like going to a school like Unionville, you realize that like people don't appreciate it, people don't understand what you're going through, like even though they say that they do, they don't. And like it's hard going to a school like that where like people are so conceited and so like obsessed with like the things that they're doing and like so out of it that like they can't even comprehend or even come to understand like what it is like to have like not be spoiled. And like I'm sure there's like maybe a few other kids at my school that feel the same way, but like like don't speak up about it. And like I don't speak up about it either, but you know what, if someone's gonna make a stupid like comment about it, then I will say something. But I think like it has really taught me a lot and shown me who my true friends are, because there are a lot of superficial people that I've met at Unionville and have proved to me that unless like I have the bucks, then you know what, they'll be my friend, but if I don't, then they won't be my friend. So, you know what, then those are people in your life that you have to realize that don't belong there. And I've definitely learned that like the hard way, even when my mom's told me that like money is what matters, and I've said no, it doesn't. We live in Canada, and I've realized it this year for sure.